Hello there, my beautiful friends. Today I am going to be eyeball swatching every shade in the Dragon Fruit palette, which is a part of my collaboration with Clionadh Cosmetics. So if you are interested in seeing these eyeshadows in action, then go ahead and keep on watching and let's jump right on in. So this is a part of the Dragon Fruit collection, which will be launching on April 27th at 3 p.m. EST or 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. There are 13 shades in this palette, and it will be retailing for $74.99 Canadian, which is $59.66 USD. Now, there are 6 different formulas in here. There is 1 glitter type iridescent multichrome, 1 vibrant multichrome, 2 sparkle dimensionals, 2 duochromes, 3 metallics, and 4 velvet satins. But this is about the eyeshadows and seeing them on the eyes in action, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first shadow in the collection is called Bubbles, and this is a glitter type iridescent multichrome with platinum, peach, gold, lime, and turquoise shifts. This is such a beautiful topper shade. This is the topper shade from the collection, and it is just like an iridescent wash of kind of like rainbowy holographic color. It is absolutely gorgeous on its own, and it is even more beautiful over top of the rest of the shades in the palette. This is a beautiful topper to just go over top any deeper tones or to just use as a spotlight on the center of the eye. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It is smooth and shiny and shimmery and delicious. The next shade in the palette is called Refresh, and this is a bubblegum pink with a silvery metallic finish. This is a really beautiful kind of mid-toned, cool, like Barbie pink almost, but it's super soft and kind of understated. It is absolutely stunning. The next shade in the palette is called Strawberry Pear, which, if you didn't know, is how dragon fruits are described to taste like. And this is a coral with a velvet satin finish. Now, the velvet satins are a really unique formula because they're almost matte, but not quite. There's just a little tiny touch of sheen, which gives the overall effect on the eyes a very soft and like blurred look almost. They're really super smooth and buttery and just really easy to blend, and they blend out to an almost matte finish. Now, the next shade is called Dragontini, one of my personal favorites. This is a mid-toned pink vibrant multichrome with gold, lime, and turquoise shifts. This shadow gives tropical beach sunset vibes. It's very reminiscent of the highlighter in this collection, the pink gold highlighter that is called Tropico. It's like a more amped up version of that, and it's one of my personal favorites for obvious reasons. Next up, we have Infusion, which is one of my absolute favorite colors. Like, look at this. This is literally me, like, translated into an eyeshadow. It is a sheer lilac shadow with pink, purple, and blue sparkles with a soft gold shift. This super dimensional shade doubles as a unique shadow topper. It is absolutely gorgeous. There are so many different beautiful little shifts and shimmers in this shadow, and it's like the perfect lilac with just a touch of gold. Next up, we have Hylocerius, which is a magenta duochrome with a copper shift and warm undertones, inspired by the bright colors of the common dragon fruit. And this is very reminiscent of the outside leaves of the dragon fruit, kind of like the overall outside skin color. It is such a beautiful, kind of warm, coppery red. It's very soft and subtle, and I really love it on the eye just to use on its own or with some deeper colors that we're going to get into in just a little bit. Next up, we have Sweetened, which is one of my personal favorites. It's been one of my most used shades, which is kind of surprising, but I'm wearing it in the actual Dragon Fruit Collection launch video, and it is just such an interesting and easy to use color. It's like this beautiful hot magenta. It's described as having a hot pink velvet satin finish, and it's one of the velvet satin shades, and it is so buttery and soft and smooth, and I like to just wear it all over the lid and then kind of blend it out through the crease. It's like the easiest one and done type of look. Like, you barely have to blend it. It just kind of blends on its own, but it still stays really pigmented, and the more you blend it, the more matte it looks. That's the beauty of the velvet satins. The more you blend, the kind of less shiny they get, although they're not very shiny to begin with, and it's just such a soft, flush of like magenta warmth. I absolutely adore it. I have it on my lids right now as we speak. It is absolutely gorgeous. Next up, we have Exotic. This is one of the deeper metallics. This is a rich raspberry metallic with red undertones, so it's much deeper than Hylocerius, which had those copper shifts. Exotic is more warm and more deep and more raisiny almost. It's really nice to use kind of like Hylocerius on the inner third to kind of top it with Sweetened, deepen everything with Exotic, and then really deepen everything in the crease with Prickly, which is coming up. It creates the most beautiful smoky berry look, but on their own, these colors are absolutely beautiful, and I found myself wearing just like a one and done shadow look with all of these deep berries. They're beautiful. Next up, we have the deepest color in the palette. This is Prickly. It's a rich grape velvet satin, so it's that velvet satin finish. When you first put it on the lids, it gives a little bit of a sheen, and then the more you blend it out, the more matte it gets. But it just has this really kind of subtly soft, kind of grape, almost indigo type of sheen going on. It's perfect to deepen up any of these eye looks if you're going to use any of the berries, or even use Infusion and just use this to deepen it up. It is absolutely beautiful, and it goes along with a lot of the colors in this palette. It blends out really nicely too, and it's super smooth and just creamy for a kind of cool toned, deep purpley indigo shade. Now we're moving into the greens, and this is a shade that a lot of you seem to really like when you first saw the palette. And this is Cactusier, a warm chartreuse velvet satin with lime undertones. It's a super unique color in my opinion. It has this brightness, but it's still kind of subtle and understated, which I love. It's not like so neon and in your face. You can layer it up, it gets a little bit brighter, but it's never so incredibly bright that it's like 80s, like funky neon colored. It's really kind of soft and subtle, and I really like that. Next up, we have Dragonfly, which is described as a glow stick green metallic. This is a true metallic formula. Now, it's kind of like Cactusier, where it's like a brighter color, but it's not so incredibly neon and in your face. It's more subtle, and I absolutely love that, because I'm not the biggest fan of like bright neon colors. I like colorful looks that are a little bit more understated, and this is exactly that. It gives just a nice punch of like a kind of leaf green, but like a soft leaf green, kind of metallicness to the eye. It's really unique. I think it's a really beautiful color. Now we are getting into the peaches, and this is Fruit Fizz. This is one of the first shades that we named. I think Fruit Fizz is the cutest name, and I knew that I wanted to name something that in this collection, and I think this color fits that name perfectly. But this is a salmon duochrome shadow with a golden lime shift, inspired by the color variations of the dragon fruits. There's some more orangey, almost yellowy dragon fruits, and that's what this one is inspired by. The green shift gives this beautiful kind of salmony orange a little bit more of an edge. It gives it more of a unique kind of flair to it, and it goes really nicely with the other green shades as well because of that green duochrome. And last but certainly not least, we have Effervescent, which is a pale peach glitter shadow with rainbow sparkles, like a thirst-quenching sip of a Bellini. And it is exactly that. Like, we could have named it Bellini. The names could be interchangeable. It is like that beautiful, like, light peach with a little bit of pink, with a little bit of iciness. It is absolutely stunning. I dream about shades like this, and I cannot believe that we created one so beautiful in this palette. Like, I absolutely adore kind of icier, lighter pinks. I think it's so stunning. You can use this on the cheeks, you can use it on the inner corner, on the center of the lid to add a little bit of pop, on the brow bone. I think it's so stunning, and it's so beautiful layered over top of some of the other shadows. Alright, my beautiful friends, but that is going to be wrapping up today's video. Here are just some arm swatches of the palette in case you wanted to see it on the actual arms and in like a nice thick swatch. But I hope that you enjoyed seeing all of the shades from the Dragon Fruit palette. Let me know in the comments what your favorite shade is if you have one, and if you liked the palette. Like I said before in the launch video, this is like my dream palette, so they're all my favorite shade. But I think that these colors are absolutely beautiful. It's like a dream come true to have this palette be a reality, and I think these colors are absolutely stunning. There's a lot you can do here. You can do more bright looks, you can do kind of everyday looks with these colors. I think that they're absolutely beautiful, and I have used them about 1,000,000 times. If you've tried Clionadh's products, you probably know, but their formula is to die for, and this formula is no different. It is absolutely beautiful. So if you enjoyed today's video, I would love it if you gave me a big old thumbs up, and if you are not already subscribed and you are excited to see more dragon fruit content, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. But I hope you are having an absolutely amazing day wherever you are, and thank you so much for joining me and taking the time out of your day to come watch these swatches. I hope to see you next time. Bye!